Good afternoon. I am Hemant Patel. Today I am going to talk about demonetization that has happened in India about a year ago, or maybe exactly a year ago, November 8th, 2016. Well, this was not the first time India did demonetization. This was the third. The previous two were quite different than the last one because at that time the notes which were demonetized were not widely used at that time, which is quite different than the last year. So obviously the last year had more challenges. So let's talk what is demonetization. I would say, in simple terminology, it's a withdrawal or the banning of certain currency from the economy. For some reason, government decides to stop certain currency for particular day. So that is called banning. It has some reasons, motives behind it. I will talk later on those things. Now, if you see, there have been lot of discussions and debates going on in India and throughout world about the last demonetization. People are arguing whether it was successful or it was a failure. Well, it's in democracy they are welcomed debates, but one should be very careful that it is not very easy to evaluate something like this big effort. It has to be done very systematically. One cannot decide or one cannot conclude something based on or looking at certain criteria. It has to be a holistic view from different angles, from different dimensions to evaluate something or to conclude something. And that is what exactly I am going to do today, whether it was successful or failure. And again, my evaluations are not 100% scientific, but it should help little bit. For any evaluation, the first of all, I would look at the intention. Intention and intention matters. We have to look at what are the objectives, what were the driving force behind that activity. After that, we have to see what kind of planning was done, what kind of preparations were done for this demonetization. Third, we should see how it was executed, how it was implemented, what kind of precautionary measures were done, what kind of contingency plans was there. So those are the things one has to look at it. Then we should see what are the benefits or what are the positive side effects, what are the long-term effects, what are the short-term effects. And at the end, definitely we should see what are the negative consequences, what are the negative side effects. Right? So once we know the side effects or negative thing, in future if government has to take another action, they would be more careful. So those are the things we should be looking at for evaluating something. The intention, objective, planning, execution, long-term benefits, short-term benefits, and finally the negative side effects. Again, intention and intention matters. In any activity, in our individual life, in personal life, or for any relations, whatever happens, the intention is the most important thing. If I have a good result, or I would rather say, the bad results with good intention is better than a good result with bad intention. So intention does matter. The objectives does matter. Now, looking at this demonetization effort, it is one thing is very clear, that the objectives were to curb black money. That was the biggest problem India was or are still facing. To reduce the corruption. Black money, fake currency promotes corruption, or corruption uses the black money and the fake money. Government wanted to reduce the tax fraud, to reduce inflation, destroy parallel economy. There is a parallel economy going on in India and maybe other country also. One economy on the paper, in the bank, in the system, and another economy under the table. Nobody knows what is, only the two parties knows what they are doing. So that is a parallel economy, which is very dangerous for the country. So government wanted to destroy parallel economy, to eliminate fake currency. There were a lot of fake currency being printed, was printed by other countries or by other people, which is very bad for the country because it increases the inflation and it promotes a lot of illegal activities. So government wanted to eliminate fake currency. Government wanted to create more transparency. As I said, in parallel economy, there is a parallel transparent economy means whatever happens, the third party knows. Whereas what was happening in India, there was one transaction going on the paper above the table, and there was another thing, or the 50% the economy was running under the table, which was a parallel economy. So government wanted to destroy that parallel economy. Government wanted to boost cashless economy, to promote a digital transaction, to identify anonymous cash. There were a lot of cash sitting all over, but government had no idea. It was from the government perspective, they were anonymous. So government wanted to tag those anonymous money with some name. Government wanted to curb hawala, millions of rupees transaction in illegal market, to reduce terrorism, because terrorism was or is being funded by the fake money and black money. So government wanted to reduce the terrorism, to reduce illegal activities. As I said, black money and fake money promotes illegal activities, or illegal activities uses black money and fake currencies. To curb drug trafficking, same thing. They use black money and the fake money. Now there is also a debate going on that this action was the politically motivated. The government wanted to take some political mileage before that UP election. I don't agree with that. In fact, it was a big risk for the government. And also one has to remember that government never said this is the complete solution for fake money or black money or for anything. There is no complete solution for anything, period. So this was not the complete solution, it was just a part, the small segment of the multiple solutions. Let's think about the planning and execution. Now again, we have to remember, when we talk about execution, we have to think about the practicality of the execution. It is very easy to give some idea or suggestion for anything. But the important thing, whether it is practical or not. If it is not practical, no matter how good that suggestion, how good idea, it's useless. So it has to be practical. And after all, this demonetization was it's a huge effort to pulling out 86% of the currency for 1.25 billion people is not an easy task. So no matter how good it was planned, there is always some kind of flaw. Yes, there was some room for improvement. It could have been done little better way, no doubt about it. But we have to remember that more planning requires more people's involvement in that planning or in that execution. And looking at our people, it would have, if more people are involved, it is very easy to leak the whole effort, and it could have defeated the whole purpose. So it should be a trade-off. More planning, less planning, or some moderate planning and take from there. So government could do more planning, but it could have very easily leaked the whole process. So that's the thing. How it was done? Well, the government banned 500,000 rupees from November 8th. It was 15.4 trillion rupees, 86% of the Indian currency at that time. And those 500 and thousands were replaced by 2000 and some other notes. And also, people were asked to deposit those currencies into their bank or post offices within 50 days. Let's see about negative side effects. I would say negative side effects because it was not planned. Whatever negative happens, it just happens. It's a consequences for something. So the negative side effect, see. The first and foremost, it was very difficult time for many people, millions of people. It was very difficult. Millions of people has to stay in lines for hours and days to replace their money or to deposit their money. It was very bad time for millions of people. I agree with that. Lot of economic disruption, lot of weddings, lot of businesses, lot of other activities were affected. No doubt about it. There was also a cost involvement to print new notes. Also, the money, the cash money sitting in someone's home or in some cash deposit or somewhere in the bank or safe deposit, that money came into the system, into the bank. So now the government has to pay interest on that. Before that, that money was not earning anything. So kind of, I don't know much about this economics, but it kind of a negative thing that now government has to pay some interest on that. And another blow was like nearly 99% of currency came back to the system, to the bank. 99%. So it means that people manage somehow or to bring those money back into the system. Our people are very smart, very clever. They know how to tweak with this kind of laws or governance. But not everybody is successful. We'll see how it's impacting. But the 99% money came back to the system. Another thing was like the money, the black money sitting as a real estate or gold or as any other asset was not affected. Well, I mean, that was not the goal either. The government goal was to just to control the currencies. The biggest concern is a falling GDP. As you can see from this graph, the India's GDP was 7.5 at the time of demonetization, and then it dropped down to about 5.7, so almost like a 2-point drop. But if you look at the graph very closely, the whole downfall has started way before demonetization, and then it continued. So it means there was something else was going on, and GDP was falling down. So that is one thing. The second thing, the government increased the interest rate. I am sure that also affected the falling GDP. The third thing, if you look at the India's economy was governed by the black money. The 50% economy was running by the black money. Now the black money was trapped. Because of demonetization, the black money got trapped, was not coming out in the system, in the flow. So I'm sure that has also played a big role for this falling GDP. So I would consider three reasons. The GDP was already been falling down. Demonetization itself is responsible a little bit. Higher interest rate, and the black money which was trapped. So I'm sure there are so many other reasons they are responsible for the falling GDP. Let's think about positive impacts. There were a lot, and there will be many. One of the positive impact, I would say, the stock market gained about 25%. Sensex, it used to be 26,251, is now about 33,000, which is a 25% increase in 1 year. Nifty 50 is up by 21%. So even if we don't give all credit to demonetization, I'm sure one thing is very clear, that it has not impacted negatively to the stock market of India. Rupee has become about 1.6% stronger against US dollar. It used to be 66.40 rupees per dollar at the time of demonetization. Then it fell down for a while, and then it came up, and now it's 65.34. So the rupee is in a good shape. Even the rupee has become stronger than currency of 143 countries. So if you see the rupees if you compare the rupee with 143 countries, the rupee has become stronger than what it used to be at the demonetization time. So 143 countries. So it is stronger compared to the 143 countries. For example, rupee has become stronger against the euro, Australian dollar, Swiss franc, Singapore dollar, Japanese yen, British pound, Canadian dollar, Hong Kong dollar, Pakistani rupee, Sri Lankan rupee, and Bangladesh taka. So the rupee is in good shape, or I would say in a better shape compared to the pre-demonetization time. Inflation dropped significantly for first 8 months. Then it is coming back or getting normal. But at least inflation was impacted, or inflation was down for first 8 months. And the biggest benefit, or the positive side effect, is on the taxation. I would say unprecedented increase in tax compliance after demonetization. Well, as usual, in India and other countries as well, the poor are normally exempted, and the rich people have their own way of saving it or to avoid income taxes. And our middle class people are typically burdened by the taxes. It's unfair, but this is how it is. The world is running this way. For example, if you look at the Mukesh Ambani, he is the richest man in India. His dad, Dhirubhai Ambani, paid his first income tax in 1996 when he was 64 years old, just 6 years before he died. So, so Dhirubhai Ambani paid first income tax in 1996, whereas I, being an engineer, paid my first income tax in India when I was about 22 or 23 years old, way before Dhirubhai Ambani. So the point is they have a way how to avoid tax, which is bad. And well, Dhirubhai Ambani is not alone. There are millions of people all over India and all across the world. They do not pay their fair share of taxes. Even in US. In India, only 1% or maybe 2% people pay the income tax. Whereas in US, 53% people, 53% of the population, US population, pay income tax, which is very significantly different. Let's say what are the impacts on the tax after demonetization. The number of taxpayers has significantly increased. If you look at this graph, the previous year 66.53 lakh people were paying tax, the real people paying tax. The 1 year later, 84.21 lakh people started to pay tax, which is a 26.56% increase. It means 17.68 lakh more people are paying tax. They have started to pay. It means it's not only for this year, right? I mean, it will continue for many, many more years to come, which is very significant. 26.56 more people. Very significant for the country where only 1% people pay tax. The electronic filing has increased from 2.35 crore people to 3.01 crore people, which is 28.09% increase. Okay, now the number of the tax filing is always increased every year, right? Because the younger people come into the job market, and the population increase and a lot of other things. The taxpayers gradually increases every year. So for the year before, that increase was 9.9%. It's like a natural increase, I would say. But compared to the previous year, the latest number showing the 28.09% increase, which is very significant. And we can definitely conclude that it has something to do with the demonetization. If we look at it from the holistic point of view, the total people file the income tax electronically and by paper, combining electronic and paper, that number has jumped from 4.49 crore to 5.43 crore, which is a 20.92% increase. 94 lakh people have filed income tax returns. Now there is a difference between paying a tax and filing income tax, right? I mean, many people file income tax but still don't pay tax. They have their own way. So, but at least, I mean, we already have seen the number of the taxpayers have increased. Over here, this shows all the total number of taxpayers have increased by 21%. So those are the taxpayers. As I said, taxpayer does not mean they pay tax. They file tax does not mean they pay tax. Let us look at the real rupee amount. There is a significant increase, 41.79% increase in tax collection. This is the real tax collection, which has increased by 41.79%. It's very, very significant. So this is, I'm sure this is due to the demonetization, 41.79% increase in the real collection and about 25% increase in the the number of taxpayers. Impact on black money. This was one of the main intention or objective to curb black money, because it is very dangerous, very bad for India. What is black money means? It's illegally earned money or illegally collected money, right? It is because of the corruption, bribe and tax fraud. And black money promotes illegal activities, so it is very bad. Now after demonetization, 97% fake currency got scrapped. 97% fake money which was printed in Pakistan or some other places got scrapped. Only 3% the fake money tried to come to the system, but I think they could not. So 97% currency got scrapped. 16,000 crore rupees did not return to the system. 16,000 crore rupees. I'm sure they were black money, so people could not return to the system because they could not prove. So 16,000 crore rupees, which is only 1%. As I said, the 99% came back, so this 16,000 is that remaining 1%. It's not significantly enough, but that kind of money, the black money, was kind of strapped now. It's gone. 2.24 lakh shell companies are deregistered. Now those shell companies are the companies, like temporary companies, which they use transaction between two companies to avoid taxation and to promote so many illegal activities. So 2.24 lakh shell companies are gone now. 3.68 lakh crore rupees in bank accounts are under radar. 3.68 lakh crore. Rupees 1626 crore Benami assets got seized. Benami means unaccounted. Rupees 600 crore Benami property transactions identified. 17.73 lakhs case is identified where cash deposits do not match with that tax profile. The cash deposit does not match with the tax profile. They never filed tax or never paid tax and suddenly deposit hundreds of crores rupees. 18 lakh people were identified with suspicious bank transactions. 14,000 property transactions of more than rupees 1 crore. 14,000 property transactions where people have never even filed income tax returns are under investigations. Over 1 crore bank accounts identified where income profile do not match with the deposits. I am sure everybody is lost now. See, these numbers are huge. My mind and most of the people's mind cannot comprehend the magnitude of these numbers. When they talk lakhs of crores, crores of lakhs, millions, my mind cannot comprehend, cannot understand what that number really means. It is too huge. If someone says it's $1 million, my mind, I can understand, okay, $1 million means like simply about 3 houses. I can see 3 houses in front of my eye. If someone talk about 1 crore rupees, I can understand, okay, 1 crore means one nice, beautiful house in India. But when they start to talking about 14,000 or hundreds, lakhs, crores, we cannot comprehend those numbers. Otherwise, this list is huge. I have seen this list huge on the internet. But it's useless because we cannot comprehend. So I am not wasting anybody's time here to go through that list. But one thing is very clear, regardless, that government is after those crores of illegal, crores of companies and millions of individuals who owns illegal money or properties. So that is very clear. The government is after black money, as a result of this demonetization. One of the biggest accomplishment is a stone pelting in Kashmir. It's down by 75% to 90%. From the government side, from the government record, it's 75% down. I was looking at some other record, it says 90% down. Anyway, those numbers are very, very close and very significant. Both numbers are. There used to be 40 to 50 stone pelting activity per day in Kashmir before demonetization. Now it has down to maybe 1 or 2 per week or sometime weeks without any stone pelting activity. It is very clear that they were funded by the black money and the fake money. So once the black money and fake money is gone, they don't have money to spend for the stone pelting, and the stone pelting is down. Left-wing extremism is down by more than 20%. So those are very significant accomplishments as a result of demonetization. There are so many miscellaneous positive impacts. The housing price, I would say the inflated housing prices has gone down. Now our middle class people can afford those houses. Digital increased by 58%. The saving in form of mutual fund or insurance have increased. 48% deposit increase in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. And there are a lot of intangible benefits or positive side effects. Intangible. We can't see them, but they are there. And they will be seen from the long term. Here is a nice, everything I try to compress in one slide, whatever I have spoken so far, everything in one slide. Very easily you can see the red, the center is a negative side effects. I would say hardship and the GDP, and there were some few more side effects. But compared to those side effects, look at the positive thing, all things in green. The lower inflation, fewer stone pelting, stronger rupee, less black money, lower corruption, more tax collection, stronger stock market, more taxpayers, more tax collection. When I say less black money, I'm saying, see, there is no way anybody can remove or eliminate black money or fake currency. There is no way. Only thing government or people can do is do it better, can reduce or increase. But there is no words that eliminate black money completely. So that's why the less black money now, we have lower corruption, we have more tax collection, we have more taxpayers, stronger stock market, lower inflation and fewer stone pelting, lower terrorism. These are the only the highlighted, the main benefits. There are so many intangible benefits and positive side effects. It can take days and days to talk all those, and it's useless. But at the end, I would say it was a brave step with noble intention. Intention, and intention matters. There was no bad intention. There was nothing about political gain or political mileage. It was done with very good intention. It was historic and multidimensional success. Yeah, I agree. Just like anything else in this world, it could have been little better. There is a room for improvement. It could have been better planned. It could have been better executed. But remember, people could have less pain. But remember, there is no gain without pain. There is no medicine. There is no medicine without side effect. So does demonetization. It is a medicine to cure so many diseases. India has had and have so many diseases like corruption, black money, fake money, terrorism. So this is the one medicine trying to cure those diseases. But no medicine without side effects. So people had to suffer, and even GDP had to suffer. But government had to take some action to cure those diseases, and government did it. So at the end, I would say benefits are dominating, and it was worth taking that short-term GDP hit and the initial pain that people had to go through. And my evaluation is not the formal evaluation. As I said, it is not 100% scientific. It's still very vague evaluation. So if for the formal conclusion, one has to do very serious analysis with the long-term data to come up with the formal conclusion. Here is another chart that I copied from internet. The black money, the government demonetization targeted black money, fake currency, cashless economy, tax collection, terror funding, and I'm sure the government was successful. These are the references, and thank you very much.